JPEG stands for Joint Photographic Experts Group, and it is the undisputed consumer baseline king of Internet imagery. Its primary identity is a low-tier format optimized for compressed, continuous tone photos. In real-world usage, JPEG handles everyday smartphone snapshots and social media uploads perfectly, compressing files so aggressively that they load instantly even on a weak cellular data signal. However, it will stutter and choke if you use it for text screenshots or graphic design, creating messy visual static called compression artifacts around sharp lines. The suffix guide reveals .jpg and .jpeg, which behave identically today. The shortened version is just a historical relic from early computers running DOS, which enforced a strict 3-letter file extension limit. There are also variants like Baseline JPEG, which loads top to bottom, and Progressive JPEG, which shows a blurry preview instantly before sharpening. For generational reality, JPEG was a massive leap over its predecessor, the uncompressed BMP dinosaur that takes up gargantuan storage space. Right now, its competitive reality is a tough fight against newer alternatives like WebP. While JPEG remains the absolute standard for universal compatibility, it loses heavily to competitors in data efficiency, forcing it to work twice as hard to stay relevant. PNG, or Portable Network Graphics, is the second pillar of digital web design, positioning itself as a mid-tier specialty format whose ultimate superpower is transparency. If you see an image of a logo with no blocky background behind it, you're looking at a PNG. It uses a strictly lossless compression algorithm called deflate, meaning you can save it 1,000 times without losing a single pixel of quality. In daily life, PNG handles desktop screenshots and vector illustrations perfectly, keeping lines razor sharp. However, it chokes dramatically when forced to store massive, complex landscape photographs, resulting in bloated file sizes that will lag and freeze web browsers. The variant guide features PNG 8, which limits the file to 256 colors to keep files small, and PNG 24, which unlocks 16 million colors and includes an alpha channel for complex, semi-transparent shadows. Generationally, PNG was designed to replace the aging GIF format for static images, successfully removing annoying patent licensing issues and offering vastly superior transparency. In today's competitive reality, PNG battles head-to-head with modern web formats like WebP. While PNG wins for professional design archiving, WebP routinely beats it on the web by delivering identical sharpness at a fraction of the size. GIF, or Graphics Interchange Format, occupies the lower tier of digital media formats, serving as a legacy dinosaur that the internet has weaponized into the universal language of looping reaction memes. It was never intended to power animations when it debuted in the late 1980s. Its original purpose was simply loading static icons over slow dial-up internet. The strict bottleneck of a GIF is its maximum limit of 256 colors, meaning complex modern smartphone photos will instantly turn into a grainy, muddy mess. Where it succeeds is its ability to stack multiple frames into an endless loop without a video engine. However, in professional settings, GIF is highly inefficient and stutters under pressure. It lacks temporal compression, meaning it saves every frame as a complete static image, causing a short, high-resolution clip to balloon to a massive 15 megabytes. The variants include the early GIF 87A and the widely adopted GIF 89A, which added transparent pixels and timed delay playback. Gen over gen, a GIF is just a primitive, noisy digital flipbook. In its current competitive reality, a GIF is a technical failure kept on life support. Modern video alternatives like WebM or silent MP4 loops deliver high-definition motion with millions of colors at 90% smaller file sizes. HEIF stands for High Efficiency Image Format, and it represents the high-tech challenger, aiming to completely replace JPEG on your personal devices. You will encounter this on modern iPhones and Android smartphones under the file extension suffix .heic. Its primary identity is a high-tier mobile storage savior, designed to cut photo file sizes exactly in half using advanced prediction algorithms. In the real world, HEIF handles your daily photo gallery perfectly, saving identical or superior visual quality compared to JPEG, while doubling your available storage space. It also handles advanced features like 10-bit color depth to eliminate ugly color banding, and can store multiple images in one container to power smartphone burst shots or live photos. However, its massive weakness is compatibility. Because it's a newer, computationally heavy format, legacy websites and older computers will frequently freeze or display a file error icon. As a result, your phone is often forced to silently convert HEIF files back into JPEGs whenever you hit share. Compared to its main open-source competitor, WebP, HEIF wins handily as an integrated local camera format due to its container versatility, but loses on the open web, where royalty-free instant rendering is mandatory. PDF, or portable document format, sits at the absolute pinnacle of the professional document hierarchy, serving as a high-tier standard for digital paperwork. Developed by Adobe, its primary purpose is absolute immutability, acting as a digital piece of paper that looks identical on every screen. Whether you open a resume or a legal contract on Windows, an iPad, or an old library terminal, a PDF guarantees fonts and layouts stay locked precisely where you put them. It handles text layouts and official forms flawlessly. However, this rigidity makes PDF notoriously painful to edit. Changing a single sentence often requires expensive, specialized software. This is a deliberate security feature to prevent tampering. The suffix and variant guide breaks down into specialized substandards like PDF/A, stripped of interactive media for perfect long-term archiving, and PDF/X, calibrated for professional printing press runs. Generationally, PDF revolutionized office workflows by replacing fragile early formats like Word documents, which scrambled layouts if opened on machines lacking specific fonts. Today's competitive reality against cloud-based collaborative web docs, the PDF sacrifices live editing flexibility, but easily wins the crown for presentation security and definitive formatting control. MP4, or MPEG-4 Part 14, is the absolute heavyweight champion of the digital video world, acting as the high-tier backbone for internet streaming and everyday media playback. As a multimedia container format, its purpose is to bundle video, audio, and subtitles into a single streamable file. MP4 handles everything from short-form social feeds to 4K cinema blockbusters perfectly, utilizing native hardware acceleration on almost every device. However, MP4 will stutter and choke if pushed as a heavy editing medium for raw professional video production. Because it relies on temporal compression that forces your processor to calculate complex changes between frames, scrubbing through a high bitrate MP4 file on a standard laptop will cause editing software to drop frames and lag. Its internal magic depends on the hidden codec suffix. H.264 offers maximum compatibility with older legacy systems, and the newer H.265 delivers stunning 4K resolution at half the bandwidth. Generationally, MP4 is a massive leap over early AVI files, which were clunky, massive, and couldn't stream. Facing its top competitor, the MKV container, MP4 easily wins the crown for universal web distribution and hardware playback efficiency, even though MKV remains a favorite for local movie archiving. RAW is not a single file format, but a high-tier category of uncompressed data files generated by professional cameras. Serving as the modern digital negative, its primary identity is the ultimate creative archive medium. Instead of letting the camera automatically flatten data into a JPEG, a RAW file dumps the raw sensor voltage data directly onto your memory card. Its core purpose is unlocking absolute creative control during post-processing. In real-world workflows, a RAW file handles severe underexposure perfectly. You can pull incredible details out of deep shadows using software like Lightroom without shattering pixel integrity. However, this extreme depth makes RAW completely useless for casual sharing. A single photo can weigh over 50 megabytes, and it will show up as a blank error icon on social media apps until manually exported. The suffix guide varies widely because every manufacturer uses proprietary extensions like .cr3 for Canon, .nef for Nikon, and .arw for Sony, alongside Adobe's cross-platform .dng. Compared to a high-quality baked-in JPEG profile, RAW demands significantly more editing time and storage, but it offers a massive performance ceiling that leaves consumer formats completely in the dust. ZIP is an essential infrastructure tier compression format, which functions as the universal digital shipping container of the computer world. As a lossless archive folder, its purpose is bundling multiple files or massive directory structures into a single package for clean transmission. ZIP handles the compression of text documents, databases, and spreadsheets perfectly, frequently shrinking file sizes by up to 80% by removing data redundancies. However, it will completely choke and provide zero space savings if you try to compress files that are already highly compressed, like folders full of JPEGs or MP4 videos, serving only as an organizational binder. The variant guide features standard OS compression tools for quick balancing, while advanced extensions like ZipX achieve tighter compression through heavier processor usage. Security variants allow you to protect a zip file with advanced AES-256 encryption, forcing users to enter a password to unzip the contents. Generationally, ZIP brought a streamlined graphical user interface to primitive command line archive tools. In the current competitive market against powerhouse formats like RAR and 7Z, ZIP easily wins the crown because it is globally integrated by default in Windows and Mac OS without needing third-party software.